Hey fam, welcome to the MOJ podcast. I am your host, Monica O. Jackson. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It's been a nice long summer. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you have been safe. And keep it moving forward. The kids are back in school, so mom, you can enjoy yourself again now. Dad, you too. All right, kids. Hey, and I want to stay in touch. I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to hit me up on social media. You guys know Instagram, Facebook, former Twitter, TikTok, all of them. You can check me out right there. It's right there on your screen. And don't forget, if you'd like to connect with me via email, it's mojshow@mojproductions.com. Once again, that's mojshow@mojproductions.com. And of course, on all of your streaming platforms, you can find my podcast there, including YouTube, Spotify, Audible. You know how it goes. So make sure to stay in touch with me and to check out my website, mojshow.com. All right. I think that's all. That's it. That's all. You can get in touch with me. There's no reason that you can't reach out to me. Reach out and touch. All right, y'all. So it is National Honey Appreciation Month. Do you guys know that? Yeah, it is. Now, I know this sounds kind of lighthearted. You're like, Monica, National Honey Month, blah, blah, blah. This industry is huge. It's powerful, and it is so important for our day-to-day lives, because y'all saw the movie Bee with Jerry Seinfeld. He voiced the main character. It's true. If the bees don't pollinate the plants, for us to get the vegetables, for us to get the fruits and stuff and nuts, we won't eat. So bees are very important, and the beekeepers are even more important. I don't know if you've ever been to a bee farm. They are unbelievable. A little scary because, we all scared of getting stung, but they make the honey. And we got a picture popping up here. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? This National Month was established back in 1989 to promote American beekeeping. It is a very honorable job, ladies and gentlemen, very seriously. Honeybees are crucial to the role of pollination, thus that movie, Bee. And of course, it keeps our food growing. Look at this picture. That's a bee farm. Can you imagine? You have to be, first of all, really brave to work there. But look at all of that honey. And as much as I love it, I cannot eat too much of it because it would make me sick. But, who doesn't love honey? So anyway, make sure to, if you can, to support your local beekeepers wherever you may live. I love honey, especially on like toast and bread, just bread in general. All right. So that is it. Okay, y'all, have y'all been following? Have y'all been following the Cardi B trial? So let me just bring you up to speed. For those of you who don't know, it was several years ago that this happened. I think it was like 2020, something like that, where this lady accuses Cardi B of assaulting her at some hotel. She said Cardi B hit her, assaulted her, whatever the case may be. And so I guess the trial just came to be, they scheduled it for 2025. So she says that Cardi B hit her, basically jumped on her, got ticked off and went off on her. And so she sued her for $24 million. Well, she was in court all last week. I think maybe like the week before that. Cardi B, she might sound really funny and lighthearted to you, but this woman is super smart. And if you're going to come for her, you better bring it, because Cardi B is smart. She's been in reality TV. She parlayed that into a rap career. She's done all kinds of movies. And look at this. She wore a different wig every single day of the trial. That tells you she's very smart. Now, I don't know if she's already launched a wig line, but I know she's all over TikTok. She's selling stuff on TikTok. Yes, Cardi B is. And I love it. I'm here for it. I follow her. She won, ladies and gentlemen. This woman tried to sue her for $24 million. Cardi B won the civil assault trial. And she did it with laughter. Her humor was resounding throughout the courtroom. I was following this. So the judge was laughing. The lawyers were laughing. The jurors were laughing because she is smart. She knew exactly what to do and how to do it. And she won. And look here. Look, I'm from Detroit. If you gonna say somebody kicked your butt in court and you suing them for $24 million and you lose, look to me like you the one who was on the hook. You the one who was lying. $24 million? Please. Cardi B ain't going to sacrifice her career to kick your butt. Nobody knows who you are, and there's no reason to do it. Cardi B, I love it. I'm just calling it like I see it. She was smart, she was strategic, and she won. Hello. All right, y'all. So let me tell you about all these events coming up. I love going to like big major events of the year. And baby, if you're in Vegas, this is one to watch. This is one to attend. And I can tell you from personal experience because I hosted this event one year. It's called the Grant a Gift Gala, and it's happening this year at Allegiant Stadium. So let me give you the backstory here. Linda is her name. I won't say her last name, but Linda started this because her son was born and he developed autism. And Linda started this, and this lady is a hard worker. She's wonderful, fantastic mother. I just love her to death. But anyway, she started this foundation for her son. His name is Grant, thus Grant a Gift. Well, Linda has since moved on to other things. The foundation has been super successful, and it's happening this year over at Allegiant Stadium. And let me tell you what you can expect, because it's nothing to scoff at. The night that I emceed that event, it was over at Aria, I believe it was. We raised $650,000 in one night in a 4-hour period. Did you hear what I said? $650,000 in one night. That's how powerful this event is. Again, it's called Grant a Gift Autism, the 15th annual fundraiser gala over at Allegiant Stadium. And Holly Madison, you know, the star, the reality star. Yes, she was with Hugh Hefner and blah, blah, blah. You know that story. She came out and announced that she has autism and she has struggled with it, but she's making it public to normalize the conversation. And I'm so glad to hear about that. So kudos to you, Holly Madison. I've met Holly. I've interviewed her before. Wonderful woman. She's a mom, a wife, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, did you know that autism affects 1 in 31 kids under the age of 8? Yeah. And I'm glad these statistics are out there. I have a nephew who's autistic, and he is 21 years old. Christopher is his name. And I know from the experience of my sister and her husband how much these services mean to people. So here's what you can look for if you decide to attend, if you're a company, corporation, or an individual. It's happening on let me see here. I just lost my date here. But anyway, it's happening Thursday, October 30th. There it is right there. October 30th. Again, over at Allegiant Stadium, starts at 5:30, goes until 9. Over 1,000 anticipated guests. Yes. It's all about philanthropy, fine dining, and unforgettable moments. There's going to be an auction. And one of the, ladies and gentlemen, the year that I hosted, a golden doodle puppy was auctioned off. Everybody and their mother was bidding on this dog. And they made a lot of money off this little dog. He was so cute. But yeah, you got to check it out. Other gifts, a Porsche Macan. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, because most people can't even afford it. A snowboarding lesson with Olympian Faye Galini and exclusive staycations. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff are going to be auctioned off. So if you would like more information on this, again, it is the Grant a Gift Gala 2025. You can just go to their website, Grant a Gift, and get all the details. But I would implore you to get there. Tickets start, for like individuals, I think they're like $700, $850. But again, this is huge for charity, and like for companies, $10,000 to $100,000. But Grant a Gift, so worth it. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. And if you do, again, hit me up. Let me know if you go. Another event that is near and dear to my heart, it is called Detroit Homecoming. Now, if you don't know, if you haven't been following me all these years, I was born and raised in the city of Detroit, my husband and I both. And anything that happens there, because we still have family there, it really touches us. And I'm so happy to hear about Detroit Homecoming. It's an annual invitation-only immersion in all things Detroit for people who grew up there, attended school, or worked in Detroit, but left to find success elsewhere, which is exactly what my husband and I did. He joined the United States Air Force. And I, of course, got into television and radio broadcasting, and we left home to pursue our careers. Now, I have to tell you, the bad news is it's closed for this year's event. You have to apply and be accepted to attend, because that's how exclusive it is. But it is closed now. But there's no cost to attend. So kudos to those who got in. And this picture you're looking at right here, that is downtown Detroit. You call that the General Motors world headquarters, but for us, that is the Renaissance Center. When we were growing up, that's where I actually met my husband the first time. I was 15 years old, met him down there. Purple Rain was at the movies at that time. Yeah. Anyway, you can listen, learn, participate, enjoy great food, and find new favorite spots in the city along the way. And this is sponsored by Crane Communications. So you should come with a lot of interest in using your success for the collective benefit of your hometown and be prepared to be immersed in Detroit's revitalization. And Detroit really is revitalizing. We were there recently and just enjoyed everything. So kudos to those of you who got in. And if you didn't get in, make sure to follow everything in Detroit, all their social media platforms, especially Crane Communications, so that you can attend next year and you'll be totally and completely prepared. All right. So another event that's happening. Told y'all, I'm going to keep you in the social loop. It's happening over at the Smith Center in downtown Las Vegas. Baby, when I tell you, this experience over at the Smith Center, look at this. You would think this was somewhere in New York, right? The Broadway, corridor. This is called the Smith Center, and they have so many wonderful shows that come to this venue. Look at this on the inside of it. Isn't it wonderful? So they have announced an energetic ensemble that is coming to the Smith Center as part of their new shows that are rolling out. Okay. The ensemble is called Drum Tao. They're also hosting jazz songstress Samara Joy. Have you guys been following her on social media? Oh my, thick and rich voice. I mean, deep like baritone, but she's a young woman. When I tell you, I'm going to interview her, it's going to happen. But this young woman is super cute. She's super talented and super sweet. I followed her on social media, watched a couple of interviews, and she's just amazing. Big things are coming for her, I promise. But she's going to be at the Smith Center. And also the genre blurring group called Black Violin. Now, these shows are kicking off in 2026. So let me give you the dates and the ticket prices. So for Drum Tao, March 19th, 2026 is when you can catch them. Tickets start at $41. They are returning to North America with an all-new show, and it's called The Best. So you definitely want to check that out. Also, for Samara Joy, again, I'm just blown away. Follow her on social media if you plan on attending the show, and you're going to be so happy that you bought your tickets. You can catch her Saturday, April 11th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets start at $52 for her show. She's a native of the Bronx. She became entranced by classical R&B as a child and cut her teeth as a singer in her church's gospel choir. So you know what you're in store for. When the girls come from the church, as we say from the church, you know it's going to be a good show. So good for her, Samara Joy, very young. Okay, Black Violin Full Circle Tour. It happens Tuesday, April 14th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets start from $45. By the way, VIP packages are available for all of these shows, so make sure to check it out. And I can tell you, I have hosted events at the Smith Center. And Myron Martin, he is the CEO over there. Myron Martin keeps it moving. That man, as president and CEO of that place, here's a picture of us. I hosted an educational event celebrating teachers. It was called the Heart of Education. And when I tell you, going backstage at the Smith Center, talking to Myron and being in that facility, period, was amazing. You can see me there on stage, the Heart of Education event, and it was full of teachers from the Clark County School District. That building is breathtaking. Millions of dollars, downtown Las Vegas, and you can never get tired. There's always something going on. Always something going on. So I implore you to check it out. Go to their website, smithcenter.com, and get all the information, not just on these shows that I announced for you, but other shows that are coming to the Smith Center. Myron Martin, when he picks up his little black book, oh, they come running. Believe me. Jennifer Hudson has been there, baby. Whole bunch of folks. Okay, now this is something, again, that's near and dear to my heart for me and my husband, because I was invited to its grand opening. Y'all, Las Vegas again, on the Las Vegas Strip, Resorts World. Have you been? Are you making plans for your holiday travel? Do you want to do something non-traditional and spend Thanksgiving and or Christmas in Las Vegas? A lot of people do. Come from all over the world to do it. Resorts World. Check it out. Book your trips, book your hotels right now because, yeah, 3,500 rooms across three of Hilton's premium brands, the Hilton itself, the Conrad and Crockford's. Folks, we were there for their grand opening, my husband and I. They had dragons and dancers and fire blowers, and it was breathtaking. But it is Vegas. That's typical for Vegas, and I'm not exaggerating. For those who visited, those who live there, I'm not exaggerating. This can be a luxurious giveaway for you. Personalized spa treatments. Look at that. That's like in the main lobby. That globe, people from all over the world, they come to take pictures right there at that globe. Absolutely stunning. You get the spa treatments. Let's see, extensive dining portfolios. You got 5.5 acre pool complex. You got a fully equipped fitness center. The Awana Spa welcomes folks from all over the world. Again, you can't go wrong. It's Las Vegas. It's Resorts World. And you got 3 different properties to choose from within that complex. The district at Resorts World, ladies, shopping, woo, designer fashions. There's that spa. Isn't it beautiful? I know. It doesn't even look real, but trust me, it's real. I've been there. It's real. One of a kind treasures. You can indulge in the best retail therapy. Whoo, girl. Don't tell your husband or your boyfriend where you're going. Just say, come on, baby, let's go somewhere. And don't forget, it's Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Yes. Y'all know she renewed again. I don't know. Is this the 3rd or 4th time? 3rd time? 4th time. She's throwing down, y'all. Sold out shows. Sold out shows. Celebrities coming from all over the world. Yeah. Yeah. She's doing it. I'm so proud of Janet. Can you imagine Michael Jackson being your brother and you want to get in the music industry? You better bring it. And we used to call her Michael Jackson's little sister. Now we call her Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. She's over at Resorts World. Can you imagine? She's getting up every day enjoying all of this. She just goes downstairs from one property to another. Janet had probably bought a house in Vegas. She's like, I'll go home. Some days I'll stay here. I'll take my baby with me. Esai is his name. So cute. All right, y'all. Now here's something that we have indulged in, and I'm so happy that we have, my husband and I. It's bourbon, y'all. I'm talking Bourbon Nation up in here. That's what's happening in the Jackson household. We have a competition, and there's one brand that won. Huge competition. The world's best bourbon, according to the 2025 International Spirits Challenge, happened August 30th, 2025. Y'all ready? Drum roll, please. It is called 1792 Bottled in Bond. There it is right there. Now, there are 3 bottles on your screen. So the one that says Bottled in Bond, look closely, that's the winner, 1792. Now, the other 2 are Full Proof and Single Barrel. But it is the Bottled in Bond that was the winner for this competition. It was the only bottle to take home the top medal. And here's what I love about it. It is whiskey, ladies and gentlemen, that you can get for less than $40. Now, this particular bourbon, it was up against $400 bottles of bourbon, and it won. That's why I say, just because it costs, some coin, don't mean it's worth the coin, and don't mean it's the best, because one that costs less than $400, less than $40, I should say, was the winner. So there you go. It's 1792 Bottled in Bond. Congratulations to all of them. The label flaunts, all that prestigious stuff, pedigrees and all that kind of stuff. The distillery is in Bardstown, Kentucky, by the way. Y'all know that's the bourbon capital of the world. And since 2009, it's been owned by the Sazerac family. It's the same family-owned company that runs another quaint little Kentucky operation known as Buffalo Trace. Just some little cool facts I love throwing out there. Now, even though this one didn't win, for my husband and I, we love drinking this on a Friday night. Oh, it's going down again. Uncle Nearest. Yes. I love this. Let me tell you something though. Be careful. Take it a little at a time. Don't try to go too fast. Sip it. Take your time. Because Uncle Nearest wasn't playing. This is, for me, one of the best. This is like in my top 5. I love Uncle Nearest. It is, let's see, 100 to 120 proof. That's why I'm telling y'all, take your time and sip it. Do not rush. This ain't one of those you can slam and keep it moving. And of course, you don't want to drink and drive. Drink responsibly. Uncle Nearest is doing it. I love it. It just tastes good on my palate. You know, I like to taste my spirits. And I don't like slamming anything. I just like sipping, taking my time. So there you go. All right. So, y'all, this is one of the coolest things. No pun intended. One of the coolest things. One of the coolest segments on my show. Today's interview is all about the King of Funk, the man, the lead singer of one of the most iconic bands in the world. He has appeared in movies. You've heard his songs in movies, on TV shows, maybe even on commercials, on social media for sure. He is the King of Funk. He is a very dear friend to the Jackson family. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a nice sit down with Mr. Morris Day to talk about.
All right, y'all, we're going to keep
everything.
it moving, keep it grooving here on the MOJ Show. My next guest, oh, baby, let me tell you something. It's time for you to call everybody in the room. Y'all sit and chill, because I'll be talking to Mr. Morris D. Day on the other side of the break. Stay tuned. That's the way my band does it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the MOJ Smooth Jazz Band. I'm so happy you guys are here. Welcome back, and I hope you all are enjoying the show so far. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to calm myself for my next guest because I love his music. He is my very special guest right here in the house. I'm so excited about this. You know him very well, but you know his music even better. I'm talking about the Bird. Yeah, Oak Tree and 7779311. See, my whole crew here, they want to sing with me. Ain't nobody on camera, though. Anyway, this is Morris Day, the King of Funk, the man. Yes. Morris, thank you so much for being here. First of all, looking good, smelling good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Monica. How you doing?
I am doing so good. It is so good to have you here. It's so good to have you back in Vegas because I know you moved away for a while.
For a while.
So, yeah, we didn't have access to you, but now you're back, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have you been up to? I've been seeing you all over social media.
Well, I wanted to start by saying that's the first smooth jazz version of the Bird I ever heard. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for that. It came across real nice. No, but, you know, I just been, you know, doing what I do, doing the music. You know, COVID shut us down 2020, but yeah, things are starting to kick back in. And so I'm enjoying that. You know, I'm doing music and I'm doing my entrepreneurial things. So, you know, I'm just doing what I do, enjoying life, you know.
Very good. You deserve it, my friend. You have earned it. Well, all right. So, again, I'm following social media and I'm following Morris Day. And all of a sudden, I see Snoop Doggy Dogg in a video. I'm like, is that Morris? I'm like, I told my husband, I was like, Delano, call Morris. He's in a video with Snoop. How the heck did that happen? I know everybody wants to collaborate with you, but how did that go down?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Snoop was in a video with me, Monica, and no. You know, I knew Snoop by just talking to him on the phone like years ago.
Yeah.
We called him, me and the original members, and we wanted Snoop to do something with us. And he said, man, whatever y'all want to do. He said, I'm the 8th member of the time.
Aww.
And he told me that a long time ago.
Yeah.
So more recently, I contacted him to get on a song that I'd done. And he said, you know, and he was honest. He was like, it was a song somebody else wrote for me.
Okay.
But he was real honest about it. He was like, you know, I like it okay. He said, but I think my team can come up with something better if we all collaborate.
Okay.
So we got together, and Snoop said 2 months. Ended up being 2 years, but you know, I'm in no rush. You know, I just wanted to be good. You know, so we got together and put some stuff together and recorded it, and ended up doing a video.
I know you know everybody up and down the Las Vegas Strip. Who is your favorite actor on the Strip? Because things have changed. You were away for what, like 4 years?
Yeah.
About 4 years?
At least.
And a lot of new acts have come down on the Strip.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite right now?
Bruno Mars.
So Bruno, that's like the biggest compliment of your career, my friend. Morris Day thinks you're the best. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, would you ever consider, Morris Day, a residency on the Las Vegas Strip?
Well, Monica, I have to admit, going to work 5 days or 5 nights a week sounds too much like a job. But you know, if they write the right amount of zeros on that check, I would definitely consider it.
I love it. We're gonna have to talk to the big folks here at Mandalay Bay. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what everybody wants to talk about, and who they want to talk about,
Of
right?
course, of
Yeah.
course.
So it's all about you and Prince, and like I said, it's hard for me to stay calm when I'm interviewing you because your music was the soundtrack of the courtship between me and my husband, and we've been married over 35 years or 30 years now. Wow. Yeah. So whenever I see you, whenever I hear your music, it just takes me back. You and Prince, right? Yeah. You wrote a book, and it's called A Princely Life in Funk.
Yeah.
And Morris, I got to tell you, I was really surprised by some of the things because the image and the persona of you and Prince was that y'all were brothers and everything was good, and you know, Purple Rain was there, and we fell in love with y'all deeply. But the book revealed a lot of things about the relationship, and it seemed tumultuous. Talk about that for me.
Yeah, the book, you know, kind of came about, again, my manager, Courtney Benson, said, you know, we need to write a book. My first response is, you know, that's too much work. I don't want to sit and, of course, I'm not writing it. We had David Ritz, you know, actually
a ghostwriter.
Yeah. So I had to sit with him for days and days and days and just go through things that, you know, some things were really cool, but some things I didn't want to revisit. You know, so it was very difficult.
It's painful.
Yeah, it's painful.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was healing. You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of stuff off my chest, so I'm getting off track here.
No,
you know?
yeah, this is what we want to hear, Morris, because
yeah.
everybody is curious about that. I don't care how many interviews you do. I don't care how many times we hear it. People want to hear it directly from you because, again, it was so surprising, and I hurt for you and for him because I thought it was better than that.
Well, yeah, you know, it was difficult. You know, that was one difficult brother to be around on the daily basis, like I was in the early days. You know?
Okay, so let's take it from there. Yeah. The Prince we knew was mysterious and the music, and he's like a genius, and you know, we love seeing him perform. Describe the Prince that you knew.
He was all that, but you know, it was different for me because we were boys, you know. Yeah. So the thing I think he liked about me early on was I spoke the truth to him.
Okay.
You know, I didn't sugarcoat anything for him, and I think that was good and bad for us because I said things he didn't want to hear. He said things I didn't want to hear, and so some days we're doing good, we're creative, we're in the studio, and then some days it's like I'm not feeling you today, you know, and it was just a up and down relationship. I was signed to his production company, so he had the upper hand. He was always in control.
And you hear that a lot in the music industry, right?
Yeah. And he never let you forget that, you know. So, you know, I would run into the brother because we live within a couple miles of each other. Once we started making a little money and moved to the suburbs. And I'd be at the grocery store. There wasn't but one or two. And I run into him at 11 at night, you know, him and Big Chick. And he's like, Morris, we're going to record tonight. And I'm thinking I'm gonna get me some wine or something and go chill at the house. And no, I'm in the studio till 6 in the morning. But
Wow.
it was he was just a creative cat. He loved music, 24/7.
Yeah.
He didn't sleep much. He was always in the studio.
Wow.
So that was genuine. He deserved what he accomplished. Because he was that intense with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that money, got to talk about that, always comes up. Purple Rain, you can't tell me Purple Rain didn't make $1 billion. You can't tell me The Time didn't make $1 billion off that album.
Yeah.
The money didn't flow to you like we thought it did. Talk about that for me.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I got paid 50 G's for doing Purple Rain.
Wait, let me be clear.
Yeah.
You only got paid $50,000 for Purple Rain?
Yeah, so let me finish. 50K. And then out of that 50K, I had to put my band on salary, on payroll. So I'm paying them weekly out of that 50K. So needless to say, it didn't go very far. And then once I finally walked away from his camp, I'm looking on People magazine, I saw him making 17 mil that year off the movies. So it was a big disparity of what I got and what he got. Now, he deserved more than me, but I could have got a little more than that,
You could have got a lot more than that, Morris. You deserved it too. So I remember hearing reports. I was sitting in the studio, and I get nervous, and forgive me, I get a little emotional when I talk about this. I was doing my entertainment show, and my producer runs in April 21st, 2016. My producer runs in, and he runs over to me with a report. And he's like, Monica, take this. Breaking news. And I'm looking at it, and I swear to you, I didn't want to read it, because I'm like, no, I'm not reading this. Individual found unconscious in the elevator at Paisley Park. So I started shaking. I was so nervous and scared, Morris, because I'm like, no, because I'm thinking, we lost Michael Jackson. There's no way. There's no way.
Right.
So then I think one of my colleagues took the report from me, because I couldn't say it. And they read it. And then my producer comes back in about 2 minutes later, and they're like, it's confirmed.
Wow.
It's Prince.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out. Yeah. How did you find out?
I was on a flight to Florida from Vegas, and we stopped in Chicago and lay over there. And, I got a call. Well, first of all, I saw it on the news that somebody had passed away at Paisley.
Yeah.
But I heard it was somebody that worked there. They said it was some employee or something like that. And I said, wow, that's messed up. And I think it was Delano.
My husband.
Yeah, Delano. Yeah. Delano called me. He said, Morris, did you hear the news? And I said, yeah, somebody passed away at Paisley Park. One of the employees, he said, no, brother. He said, it was Prince. And I said, you got to be kidding me, And it didn't sink in at that point. And got to Miami, and later on that night, about midnight, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, because it was just words. I heard Delano say it, but it didn't sink in.
Yeah.
But once, I thought about it, as much as we had been through, up and down, but it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, I really lost a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in the end, you loved him anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're brothers. Yeah.
What was your last encounter with Prince? What was that like? Because we heard that you guys reconciled.
Yeah.
We heard you made up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I always say, Monica?
What?
It's in the book.
Is it?
No, but honestly, he started calling us 2016, early in the year, like 2 months before
he passed away.
Yeah. And he was adamant about us doing a show there at Paisley. And I said, you just got to pay me 100% up front.
Okay.
I said, you do that, we'll be there. I looked up and the money was there.
Wow.
So I said, okay, he's serious. So we go there. I see him early on. We talk, and, we end up doing the show. They said he was out in the audience really partying and all into it and stuff. And then after the show, I'm walking down this dark corridor toward the food Court area or whatever you
Inside Paisley Park.
Inside Paisley Park.
Oh my gosh.
Pitch black hallway, and I see this shadow of a person coming out into the middle of the floor, and he's like, bravo, bravo. He's like,
Wow.
you guys did a great job. And so we went into the little lunch area or cafeteria, whatever, and we talked. You know, we talked for like an hour, hour and a half, talked about a lot of stuff. And he had all these ideas. He's going to manage the band and put us in Europe on a tour and all this, all these grand ideas. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, then, you know, at the end of the night, I'm walking out, and he gave me a hug. He's like, I love you. And I'm looking at this dude sideways because I never heard him talk like that.
Wow.
And I said, hey, I love you too, man.
Do you think he knew Morris?
I felt like there was something. I mean, if he didn't know, there was some kind of feeling that he had, because he was totally different, you know, than I'd ever seen him.
I appreciate you sharing that, because I know that's really deeply personal, even though it's in the book. And I know there are things that you can't share and probably would never share. But I'm so glad that you're talking about it now, because there's so much curiosity about you guys. You're so iconic, and people still just love you.
Well, I appreciate that. And you know, when he passed away, everybody was calling me. All the TV shows and the news outlets, and I didn't talk to anybody for at least a year. And because I didn't want to, you know. So now it's like, it's kind of like old news now. You know, it's like, so it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
good
all
for you.
good.
You're healing. It's you're going through the healing process. My friend, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. I love you. Whenever you want to come back to this show, you're always welcome.
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, folks, and you can check out Morris Day's single, Grown Man, on all major digital platforms. Make sure you grab his book and his watch at morrisdayentertainment.com. All right, when we return, we're going to the spa. It's my first time ever. You got to see this. Stay tuned.
Wasn't that awesome? I know. And I'm not bragging, y'all, but Morris Day and his family have become part of our family, because he and my husband are very good friends. And that was just a wonderful experience to have him talk about Prince, to have him talk about, their last experience together, and just give us a little insight on the man that we thought we knew. Morris knew him better. So I enjoyed that, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And again, his book is still out there on store shelves. And I want you guys to check it out. Right here, I think we're going to pop this up on the screen. Pictures of him and Prince, and of course of him and the band. So you can pick up his book. Check it out there. There it is there. Yeah. Time. That was so insightful. I remember sitting there thinking, oh my God, that was like a whole different world that he was sharing with us. And of course, all the details are right there in his book. So check it out. You can order it on all the platforms and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Takes me way back, but they are still relevant, still performing. By the way, if you are in town, they are performing. Yes, indeedy. Here in, they're performing, not here, in Orlando. They're performing in Orlando. Morris Day performing in the Orlando area at the Star 94.5 Heart and Soul Music Festival, Saturday, October 11th, 2025. Yep. So it's at the Apopka Amphitheater. He's going to be joined by other artists, including the SOS Band, Drew Hill, Shantae Moore, and Carl Thomas. So get your tickets. Here are the details. Morris Day and the time and other artists. The Star 94.5 Heart and Soul Music Festival, Saturday, October 11th at the Apopka Theater. Doors open at 2:30 p.m. and the show starts at 4. You can get your tickets for the festival on Eventbrite or the Heart and Soul Music Festival website. VIP platinum tickets are sold out, so gold reserved and general admission tickets are still available, but they're selling really fast. So again, check out Morris Day and the Time, October 11th. That's going to be here before you know it. So get your tickets right now. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to connect with Morris and hang out with him a little bit more. That was fun, y'all. And it was fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for supporting your girl. I really appreciate it right here on the MOJ podcast. Make sure to stick and stay. Tag me. Hit me up all my social media. You guys know it. Once again, on my social media, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, all the platforms. You can hit me up. If you'd like to connect with me, send a press release or all that kind of, we get those all the time. Just go to MOJ Show at mojproductions.com and you can connect with us there and we'll get back with you as soon as we can. If you'd like to check out my website, just go to mojshow.com and my podcast. It's on all of the streaming platforms, including YouTube, Spotify, Audible. You know how to get to them. So check it out. Spread the word. Like, follow, share, save, comment, turn on notifications. Tell all your friends about it because I'd love to hear from them too. All right, kids. That's it. That's all for me. I'll talk to you again later. Same place, same space. And don't forget, the MOJ podcast is all about doing well by doing good. Thank you so much. Take care.